Here is a recap of the fourth season of From. The series is set in a nightmarish town in the United States that traps those who enter. After ripping out Jim's throat, the man in yellow warns Julie that she cannot change the past, no matter how hard she tries. And Julie disappears. Jim dies as the man in yellow laments that he won't see what awaits people. A lone pastor finds the fallen tree on the road. Jade suggests Tabitha to tell the people about their discovery, but Tabitha refuses, doubting its reality. Kenny goes to find Boyd at the caves, and they both encounter Smiley. As Boyd explains to Kenny that this is what Fatima gave birth to, the pastor's car crashes into the sheriff's station, now accompanied by a woman named Sophia. Boyd completely loses hope, though Christy and Ellis try to mold him into the leader the people need. That night, while waiting for Jim to return, Tabitha, Julie, and Ethan see things moving erratically in the kitchen. While Kenny sleeps, Sophia visits the unconscious pastor and reveals that she is actually the man in yellow, disguised to deceive him and blend in with the townspeople. She then suffocates the pastor to death. In the morning, Julie and Ethan discover Jim's body hanging in the barn with the phrase, "Knowledge comes at a cost," leaving them and Tabitha devastated. Jade tells Boyd about the discovery that they must save the children, which is why Jim died, and Boyd theorizes that when they discover things, the town pushes them away to prevent further discoveries. Jade tells Tabitha that Jim's death proves what they discovered is real, but an enraged Tabitha says he should have been the one to die. Sophia, looking for new glasses, tells Sarah that keeping the belongings of the dead is a way to remember them. Julie asks Randall for help when she travels back in time using ruins, and travels to the night the cicadas attacked Randall, but when a creature is about to kill her, Randall brings her back to the present. Boyd arrests Acosta for stealing the ambulance, which she thought she could use to leave town. Ethan leaves home and goes to the RV, where he sees a vision of Jim, who tells him that the lake of tears in his vision is real, and that he must find it. During Jim and the pastor's funeral, a flock of crows appears, unsettling the townspeople. At the diner, Sophia tells Julie that things started going downhill in town when her family arrived, which infuriates her. Ethan and Victor embark on a quest for the Lake of Tears and are joined by Jade, who is trying to recall his past lives. Along the way, Victor sees the man in yellow's clothes and is terrified. Randall helps Julie retrieve Ethan's books from the collapsed house to learn more about her ability of story walking. Tabitha and Henry go to the bottle tree, with Tabitha hoping to return to the lighthouse, but the boy in white appears and tells her that she can no longer return that way, and that they are running out of time. Boyd tasks Acosta with creating a crime scene using objects from the dead, in case she discovers anything that could help people escape. While Henry comforts the terrified Victor, Jade discovers hallucinogenic mushrooms that could help him remember. Jade and Henry tell Boyd about the discovery of the man in yellow's clothes, and Henry decides to ask Victor what he knows about him. Kenny finds Fatima in her room shaping a large amount of dirt, and she explains to him and Boyd that she is creating a golem to protect herself from Smiley, to whom she feels a strange connection. Julie discovers a theory in Ethan's books claiming that marking a place would allow her to revisit that moment. She travels back to when Victor was a child and sees the man in yellow. But when he is about to attack her, Randall pulls her back to the present and realizes the theory did not work as intended. Later, Victor tells Henry that the man in yellow arrived like everyone else and lived among the residents until after they died, he began devouring them, including Miranda. Sophia tests Sarah by giving her a task through the voices, which Sarah eventually obeys. A foraging party including Tabitha, Ethan, Donna, Ellis, and others reaches the settlement to gather food, and notices something floating in the lake. As the mushrooms begin affecting Jade, he asks Boyd to help him separate visions from physical reality. The foraging group retrieves enormous straw dolls from the lake, but returns them as a precaution. Later, Jade sees visions, drinks blood from a skull to recover memories, and sees previous incarnations of himself, learning they were killed by residents after discovering his connection to the children. He also finds a tunnel leading to the place where the children were sacrificed, and comes to believe he knows how to save them. Henry breaks down after learning the truth about Miranda's death. Marielle relives her dungeon experience through vivid visions, and fears that something ancient will never release them, even after death. Tabitha remembers the dolls belonged to a girl who was one of her past incarnations, that they were thrown into the lake by a man whose nightmares brought them to life. The dolls attack the group and kill Roger. Tabitha recalls how to kill the dolls using a sharpened totem and saves Donna. Jade tells Boyd they must find the children's bones, convinced it is necessary to save them, but Boyd is reluctant because of the danger. Trying to confirm that his visions were real, Jade searches Colony House's basement for a door, but cannot find it. Victor agrees to guide Boyd and Kenny to the man in yellow's car so they can learn more about him, but Donna interrupts to direct Boyd and Kenny's attention to Roger's corpse, which now has eyes and a mouth like the dolls, and also explains how Tabitha managed to kill one of them. As they discuss the possibility that people's fears become part of the place, Donna becomes distressed and suffers a heart attack. Boyd saves her life, and Christy stabilizes her condition. Sophia manipulates Henry into drinking and secretly adds a drop of her blood to his liquor after wounding herself. After Donna wakes up, Boyd, fearing the many more possible threats that may be in the place, breaks down the basement wall, discovers the hidden door, and agrees to move forward with a plan. Tabitha tells Julie and Ethan she is Miranda's reincarnation, while Boyd tells Victor and Henry the same, upsetting Henry. Jade informs the townspeople about his and Tabitha's past lives and the need to save the sacrificed children, but they are skeptical. Boyd plans to use one of the totems that was effective with the straw dolls against the creatures. Victor takes Tabitha and Ethan to the man in yellow's car, where he finds a sack of teeth and becomes distressed, fearing history may be repeating itself, because like Miranda, Tabitha arrived with a son and daughter, and the man in yellow has returned, implying Ethan may end up alone as Victor once was. Henry experiences vivid visions of waking in the real world after a coma. Kenny stabs a creature with the totem, but it has no effect and he is cornered by Smiley, until Fatima manages to control him and Kenny reaches safety. Sophia reanimates Roger as a creature who attacks Colony House, but Elgin kills him with another totem. Fatima tells Boyd, Donna, and Ellis that she saved Kenny by controlling Smiley, and reveals markings on her body similar to those of the creatures. Fatima fears becoming one of them, but later believes that her ability could be helpful. Ethan asks Victor to help him prepare in case he ends up alone, but Tabitha reassures them that she will get them out. Boyd rejects Jade's plan to reach the children's burial chamber and escape by cutting down the bottle tree above it, arguing it's too dangerous because they rely on a single route with no backup. Boyd sees a vision of Katri, who tells him that some people may have to die in order to escape. Henry begins to believe in his own visions, thinking that the town might be something he created in his mind. Christy takes Fatima's pulse and discovers that she should be clinically dead. The man in yellow lures Tabitha into the woods and warns her that acting on the theory about the children's bones could unleash unimaginable suffering if they are wrong. Tabitha tells Boyd about her encounter with the man in yellow and that he was the one who killed Jim, prompting Boyd to proceed with Jade's plan. Sophia reveals her identity to town member Clara and reminds her about a deal they made. Henry struggles with whether to remain in his vision, which would require him to kill Victor. Julie remains skeptical of Tabitha's past lives and believes the place is deceiving them. Clara gives Fatima the man in yellow's blood to drink. The boy in white warns Victor against the plan to cut down the bottle tree. And Victor confronts Boyd, who handcuffs him and sends him to the sheriff's station with Kenny. Tabitha convinces Boyd that she and Jade must be the ones to unearth the bones, believing it was their destiny from the start. Elgin finds an old photo of Sophia, and upon showing it to her, she orders Clara to lock the diner's door with them inside. Boyd's team prepares to cut down the bottle tree, while Jade and Tabitha find the children's bones as several creatures approach the chamber. Jade tells Tabitha to escape with the bones, while he stays behind to buy her time. As the creatures enter the chamber, Boyd's group uproots the bottle tree and lets a ladder down into the cave. Tabitha climbs, but the ladder breaks before she reaches the top. After uprooting the bottle tree, darkness falls and an earthquake occurs. Jade and Tabitha flee through the caves, but become trapped. Smiley enters the clinic thanks to a fallen talisman, and fatally wounds Marielle, who shortly after dies in Christie's arms. Sophia tells Elgin that their cycle is ending, and when he refuses to make a deal, she kills him. Sophia and Clara later collect the town's talismans. Henry prepares to kill Victor based on his vision, but Victor subdues him when Ethan appears. Boyd returns to the tunnels with Fatima, who can sense the creatures, and Ellis, and they rescue Jade and Tabitha. Fatima transforms into a creature to allow the group to escape. The boy in white tells Sophia she will finally lose before she throws the talismans into a faraway tree. That wraps up the 4th season. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.